You can never go wrong with an international crowd. They're always more grateful than we are in the States. Backlash in France, first time ever WWE has gone to France for a PLE. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Thank God for Wrestling podcast. I'm co-host number one, CJ McClure.
I'm co-host number two, Johnny King.
Today we're recapping Backlash in France, Lyon, France. Another year of Backlash, or there is no other word to describe it but electric. If you love adrenaline, you love hype crowds, you love crowds that just take over, this was a field day for you. Johnny, just before we even get into the first match, what were your initial thoughts? What are your initial thoughts?
I might have to say it. This might be a better crowd than Puerto Rico, just because the constant, like they did not stop. They had a chant for every single person. Every match felt like the main event. Like it was crazy. It was crazy for sure.
In respect and appreciation Puerto Rico, right? They were awesome last year. Hats off to them. But I mean, to your point, every match was intense. Every match, I mean, they never stopped. Like, notice in the second match of the night, the triple threat match for the women's title, they started that chant every time after there was a 2 count. Did that for the rest of the night. Did the one
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal chant that Corey Graves talked about for AJ Styles all the time. I mean, the cameras were literally
Shaking.
shaking. That
Crazy.
didn't happen in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Triple H had showed on his Apple Watch a freaking noise warning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we have any followers and viewers from France, hats off to you guys. You guys made us look bad over here in the United States. We got to step up our game. But getting into that, man, I mean, such a solid opener with the tag team match with Owens and Randy Orton versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. I mean, this it's matches like this and energy like this is where I miss JP on commentary. Nothing beats an intense crowd just getting in each other's face and just a flat out brawl. An absolute solid opener. Hats off to Nick Aldis for making it a no disqualification because that's what this match needed to be.
Yeah, it needed to be a street fight. That was a good nod for Nick Aldis. I like the fact that he didn't just come like on the screen and announce it. He came out the back. He made himself a part of the show, and he announced it to get the crowd's live reaction. And then when you have Solo, when you have Tama Tonga, bro, like they're all gonna put on a good match. You have Randy, you have KO, like you knew you were going to get a crazy, crazy good match out of these guys. But the fact that it was a street fight, the fact that they went through tables, the fact that KO did that, whatever that was, destroyer off the turnbuckle into the chairs was crazy. This match was just a good solid opener to definitely set the tone for the pay per view or PLE. My fault.
No, yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I love like just the face off, KO like actually getting in Tama's face, like just like with the heads together, and then just the all out brawl. Everyone's coming to break it up. And to your point, Nick Aldis is such a great GM, man. He doesn't take crap from anybody, and he handles business just like that. He's all business. He does what's best for business, what's best for us. Fantastic GM. Just the surge of adrenaline when Randy had, I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was Tama. Yeah, had Tama for the spike DDT and just went like that and just
Mm-hmm.
screamed in the crowd, matching the energy and dropped him. Fantastic. I mean, like you said, I mean, people in Leon, man, I mean, like they just, Randy's doing this and just, ooh, like they're doing everything. Like they're doing their part. They were the sixth man. They were the 12th man, for this pay-per-view. I mean, and this is what I just feel like we're gonna get banger after banger going into the summer because Saudi Arabia has always been pretty electric.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you already know Austria is gonna be electric, especially when Gunther pulls up.
That's gonna be.
Canada, any town in Canada is always electric. I mean, like we are spoiled in the United States, man. Like, and I know some people can make the argument of, well, it's their job to get the energy out of us. And there is some merit in that. But like a solid crowd like Montreal, Canada, Lyon, France, London, England, Toronto, those type of crowds can turn an average match to a good match. It could turn a good match to a great match. Like a crowd involved can be the X factor.
For
So I mean,
sure, for sure. 'Cause the wrestlers definitely feed off the energy of the crowd. They feel the energy, and that makes them want to perform to the best of their ability. Make sure they're doing everything they can to pull all the stops, put on the best match that we've ever seen, and that was honestly probably one of the best opening PLE matches we've seen in a long time, for sure.
100%, 100%. And the fact that this is Tama Tonga's in-ring debut, that just shows that good things are coming his way. Like he is the real deal.
For sure, for sure. And then we can't forget to mention the we thought we were gonna get Jacob Fatu. Everybody thought we were gonna get Jacob Fatu, but we ended up getting Tongaloa. I think that's how you say it.
I think
Tongaloa.
so.
Yeah, Tama Tonga's brother. So he will be part of the new reinforced crew of the Bloodline. Solo, Tamatonga, and Tongaloa. Paul Heyman looking a little like he's being held hostage. He looks like he does not want to be there. He looks like he's being held against his will. What is your theory? Who do you think is pulling the cords behind Solo? Do you think it's The Rock? Do you think it's someone else? Who do you think is pulling the cords behind the new Bloodline?
Be the Rock, hands down. I mean, I can see some merit in Solo, just like, all right, it's my time now. I'm gonna start running things, just kind of going back to those Easter eggs of the wee bit of tension between Solo and Roman, and how like one time like Solo just kept eyeing the Ula Fala when Roman had it back when Roman and Jay were feuding. I could see some merit in that. But when Tama said on SmackDown during his debut, when he said by orders of the tribal chief. I don't know. Like I was like, well, it's either Rock or Solo, but I don't think it's Solo because Solo was right there. The way he said it sounds like he was referring to somebody that wasn't there that told them
Mhm.
the orders. So I think it's Rock. That's my opinion. I think they're definitely this is just planting the seeds for Rock and Roman next year at WrestleMania. We're definitely
Yeah.
getting a second Bloodline Civil War, at least by Survivor Series. I think so. I think the Roman and Usos reunion is going to hit different. Paul will
Mhm.
go back to his beloved tribal chief, and they'll go against the new bloodline. And obviously, we talked about it 1,000 times. Samoan culture doesn't like family. Like family is bigger than blood to them. Like
Mhm.
the Tongas, they're Tongan. That is their ethnicity, but that falls under the Polynesian umbrella.
Mhm.
And from my understanding, Haku was very tight with the Anawahi family, despite not being blood related. But I could see them pulling the card of Roman comes back and they're like, Solo, we're your Usos. We're your actual
Yeah.
family. And you're just
Yeah.
you're turning on us like that. Like you're going power hungry. And then it could be a moment of like Roman's like, this is my fault. I led by example in the wrong way. Because we already know Roman will come back as a baby face, at least a tweener, for sure.
Yeah, bro.
But
He was getting "We Want Roman" chants. That is crazy. That is insane. He told us when he went away that we were gonna want him back, and he was a fortune teller on that.
yeah, it's so crazy to see how I mean, we got to stick to Backlash. We go back to the Raw after WrestleMania of how that was Philadelphia, the same arena when Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble 2015. They booed him out of the building. And then that same arena when Cody was out, they chanted, "Thank you, Roman."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like I said back in our first episode, we had something special. It's not over. Roman's just taking a break, but his tribal chief run has made wrestling cool again. But yeah, man, I mean those trash can shots they hit each other
Crazy.
with, those are crazy spots. I mean Kevin just murdered Tamatonga
That
going
was
through the chairs.
that was insane. I was like, "There's no way they do this. Like, there's no way they do this." But Triple H is letting them do whatever. He's being more lenient with the moves they do now, so I'm happy with that. That was a crazy spot. Like he sold it great. Kevin's even sold himself great. That was crazy.
This match really gave ECW vibes when you think about it.
It did. It did. That's what I'm saying. Like it felt like it was really like the birth of a new era in WWE. Like it felt like this was the stepping stone of what's to come in the future. It was crazy.
100%. I feel like they even had an ECW chant very briefly in the match. I
I think
swore
they
I heard
did.
it.
They did. They did. They
Yeah,
did. Yeah, they did. They did. They did. I
yeah.
remember saying that. Yeah.
But yeah, Rip Paul, man. I mean, he doesn't look happy to be there. He doesn't look like he has a choice. So
Nah, looks like he's stuck and he does not know how he's gonna get out of it. And he said he hasn't talked to Roman since WrestleMania. So I guess we'll have to see how it plays out.
I will say though, kind of coming back to Jacob Fatu before we go to the next match, I think he is going to debut eventually. I think he's going to debut, and I think he'll be with Roman and the Usos.
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely gonna come. He's definitely gonna come.
Like,
Which will be interesting because he's more of he'll be like their version of Solo on their side. So that'll be interesting to see. Maybe him and Solo have a couple solo matches, but yeah, we'll definitely have to see what's to come on that.
I'm just curious, is Jacob younger than Solo? Do we
I
know?
honestly don't know. I don't know. Let me see if I can do some research.
Transitioning from that, we had a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. Bailey defended against Tiffany Stratton and Naomi. And again, man, I mean, like obviously, the crowd in France, they booed some people. They booed Solo and Tama Tonga, but it was really cool to see all three of these women get an ovation. They all
Yeah,
they
for
all
sure.
had their moments and their entrances. They were really all cheered. You know what I mean? Like I'll tell you, man, that it must run in the Fatu and Oahi family, because like Jay, we'll get to Jay in a minute, but this going on, and then like all the fans going, glow, glow, glow with Naomi. I mean, like these entrances in wrestling are turning into concerts.
No, literally. This is it makes it more of a spectacle. This is why we need to have these shows over here because the crowd, I mean American crowds, like we just don't, I don't know why we don't have it. We don't have it. Like, but they just have something different over there. Like seeing all the lights, the flashlights in the arena going along with the music is just something special about that you cannot get over here for some reason.
100%. And this is just another solid match. I mean, like these three women knew what they were doing. They told a good story. They all had their moments. I will say I appreciate that Naomi was the one that got pinned.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping Tiffany looking strong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you feel like the ending was a little rushed to you?
Yeah, yeah, because like the match was great, and I really didn't want it to end on such a quick finish. Like, if it did feel like a little incomplete, but I guess that's because they're just gonna gear towards another match either between Naomi and Bailey first, and then Tiffany and Bailey. But yeah, I like the way that they kept Tiffany looking strong. She's gonna be champion for the year's over. I'm calling it. She's gonna be champion for the year's over. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna
I
happen.
already forgot. She's not in the Queen of the Ring bracket, is she?
I don't know. I think she might be, but I don't know if they've released the one for. She's on SmackDown, right?
That's right. I
They have
just remember
one
because
for
they,
SmackDown.
they they show the matches for Raw for
Yeah,
both
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
for the Queen and King. So she very well could be on SmackDown
yeah.
because it's obvious it looks like to me there's gonna be a winner from Raw and SmackDown
Mhm.
for the crowns both,
And
which
that would be
I'm
perfect,
here
bro.
for.
She could be a great queen of the ring for sure. That'd be
Yeah,
insane.
right,
We
we've
talk
already
about
talked about it. Like I remember we talked about Jade initially, and then I remember you're like, well, there's Tiff, and I'm like, that's it right there. Hunter, you gotta book it. I mean, her character would be perfect
yeah.
for the Queen of the Ring.
And the fans are behind her. Like even at the day before when they had like the little pre-show thing, the kickoff, like they were chanting. They were chanting for her. So she's definitely getting over and we'll have to see how it plays out. Sure.
I mean, to quote Dusty Rhodes when Dusty was talking to Roman, and I remember Roman quoted him. I mean, she's got it.
Yep.
She couldn't
Yep.
sell it. She couldn't get rid of it if she wanted to. She's got it.
Yeah. And she's only been doing this for like 2.5, 3 years. Like she's still learning. And she's already like title matches, putting on a great, great, great match. So it's only up from here. So
Absolutely. But yeah, solid match between the three. It's pretty cool to see Bailey as a face again, even though she's
mhm.
got kind of like the same theme song and such. Naomi can still go. It's been great to have her back ever since she returned to the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I mean, just another solid match throughout the card. Next, Damian Priest in his first title defense defended the World Heavyweight Championship against Jey Uso. Pretty predictable of who was going to win. Predictability isn't always a bad thing.
Mhm.
So, we talked about Jay and Jimmy, how we felt like they kind of exposed themselves in their match at WrestleMania that they can't really wrestle.
Mhm.
So I mean, let's just go through the checkbox. Jay's over.
Mhm.
Jay's charismatic.
Yeah.
Jay's a good talker.
Yeah.
but he's honestly kind of got the five moves of doom.
Yeah, bro, it's just super kick, splash, uppercut. Like I don't.
Punches, spears,
Yeah, like yeah, he
the
does
the
the
hip,
spear and
the
that.
hip, the hip, the hip thing that he does that he got from his dad.
I don't know if it's like he only like technically like really needs to do those moves since he is so over with his second entrance. But it's like when you are a singles wrestler, it's just you. You can't rely on anyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's literally just you. So you have to pull out as much as you can. I don't know. Like I honestly did not. I thought the match was good for what it was. Like it's Jay
Oh, and
Uso.
it was, and I'm not saying the match was bad. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
just I was paying very close attention to Jay's move set this go around,
yeah.
and I was like,
He has a.
I was like,
It's the same. It's just literally. Yeah.
right, and like I was watching, I'm like, okay, he's gonna do the step of Enziguri. Okay, this is gonna be a punch. Everybody's gonna say yeet. Here's a kick. Here's a
Mm-hmm.
spear. Here's gonna be the
Mm-hmm.
hip thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Yeah.
but to your point, I mean, it's I mean, Jay's. I don't want to say Jay has like the aura that Roman Reigns did, but Jay has definitely done well for himself. Every in the Bloodline storyline as a singles competitor. But like, I remember we talked about how when Roman hit the Crossroads, like we don't see Roman like Roman did the Crossroads. I remember Roman did the Rough Rider in his
Yeah.
first ever title defense against Jey Uso. So like Roman can do other moves. Roman can wrestle, but I remember you said it best. He doesn't have to.
Mhm.
Just because he's so over, because of his aura, because of his character. So to your point, maybe it's just the same with Jay.
I don't know. I would like to see Jay have more of a dynamic style, especially if he's in this singles position. But by the looks of it, looks like he's not going to be in this position much longer. So I don't know. It just felt like a lot of his singles matches just seem repetitive because there's only so much he does. Like you can only super kick someone so many times. You can only frog splash someone so many times. So it is getting a little repetitive, and I also see other people expressing their same problems with that. But I'm just gonna take it for what it is and appreciate the match that we got. Like you said, it was predictable, but predictability is not always a bad thing. But yeah, it we'll have to see how he progresses or if he even stays as a single competitor for the next couple months.
With all that being said, again, it was still a good match. I mean, I think Priest, especially, the kind of the pressure was on him of like how he was going to perform
Oh,
now that he's
for
kind of
sure.
back as a singles competitor. And I think Priest did good. His move set is a little more dynamic, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty interesting. I didn't know he had an MMA background, at least according to Corey Graves.
I didn't.
But like just yeah, I mean, I remember Corey kind of mentioning that. You were Corey or Michael Cole, but yeah, I mean, just some of the moves that Priest does do is very impressive for a guy his size. Being like 6'5", what and how much he weighs. Um, it seemed at the end though, getting a bit of a tease of a Priest babyface run. He's gonna
Yeah,
break away from Judgment Day.
we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. And then I
Yeah.
want to see the pre Balor feud. I want to see that. And I want to see NXT Finn for sure. We need that. We need
I think
that.
we'll get that at SummerSlam, and I think Finn gets his moment.
We need that. We need that. We need that. He's long overdue, bro. He's long overdue for sure.
And he signed a new contract, and apparently the contract was very, very wealthy. So, I mean, I think Finn's going to be staying here for another handful of years. So, yeah, I mean, you might as well give him at least one world title reign in that time.
He deserves it, bro. He definitely deserves it. Especially he's been on the back burner. We have not seen or heard about Finn Balor in so long, bro. Like the last match he was in, what was the WrestleMania tag team match? Like the last big match he was in was
Maybe, yeah.
WrestleMania. Yeah, the WrestleMania tag team match. Like he did. Like nah, we need heel Finn Balor back. We need that,
Would you want to see the Demon again for big time matches, or do you think just let the Demon die?
bro. I'm a hot take. I don't like the demon character. Hot take. I just don't. I don't know.
Hmm.
I just never. I don't know. Like I just never could get behind it. I couldn't take it serious. Like I could take the fiend serious, but I couldn't take the demon serious. I don't know why. I have no idea. That's just a hot take.
I just always liked the concept. Like I didn't view it as like a supernatural thing like Kane or the Undertaker or the Fiend. Like obviously it's like, oh, Balor's going to a darker place. It's giving him more
Mhm.
aggressiveness, but I just like the concept of it of how he would always bring it up in big time matches. And like
Mm-hmm.
it like made him more competitive because like obviously Finn's still a relatively big guy. He's like 5'11, I think under 200 pounds. But like facing guys like Samoa Joe, facing Seth Rollins, facing Roman Reigns, or whatever, like he would bring it out for the big time. I like that sense of it. It's just how much more aggressive it made him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess the because I don't know. I kind of feel like they book it as like, oh, he's becoming a super, like, you know what I'm saying, like supernatural in a sense, kind of. So I guess if they didn't, like, in a sense, make it seem like that, but just made it seem like a more serious and like sinister Finn Balor, I think that's how I would get behind it more. Yeah,
Plus, I mean, the paint that they've always done for the Demon, I thought seemed really cool.
yeah. They definitely done some good stuff for that, for sure, for sure, for sure. I just can't take the head. The head, I can't take it serious.
Oh, like the
Yeah,
drapes or whatever.
what it even? I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. But next we have for the women's tag team championship, the Kabuki Warriors defending against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Man, hot take, maybe not even hot, just a take everybody probably agrees on. This is the best women's tag team championship match I can ever remember.
Yeah, honestly, because like, let's be honest, how many of those matches have been memorable? Like, because it's no fault of their own. They just have not treated those championships to the same caliber as the men's tag team championships, which hopefully Jade and Bianca can make relevant again and can make a prestigious title for the women. But I think just the fact that it was Bianca and Jade together in a match just made it that much more important. And the fact that the crowd was behind them the whole time made it that much more important also.
It's pretty cool to see how like I it wasn't either of them. I think it was a fan I saw online that said that Bianca and Jade are the modern day female Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson. It's Tony
Yeah, I could
Atlas and
see that.
Rocky Johnson, first ever black tag team champions in the WWE. So they are obviously the first female black tag team champions, which awesome. WWE is all about making history. Um, I am just praying to our good Lord above that no one gets injured because that's been a part of this tag team title
Yeah,
curse. Someone always gets injured.
yeah, yeah. It
The,
was.
these two women are too big of stars to get injured.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And we need these two women to be active in the women's division. Like, we need Bianca, we need Jade. Honestly, I hope they turn them heel. Like, have them turn heel and be a be a crazy heel tag team. Bianca, we've seen heel before. Jade, we've seen heel before. Let them have that. Let them go at it. And yeah, the match was it was the best, one of the best women's tag team matches we've seen for sure. Kyrie, I would like to say she looked the best we've seen her in this match for sure. Um, I want to see her have like, I want to see NXT Kyrie saying, like, I want to see her get back into the winner circle, like get back into title contention. Asuka's always great no matter what she does. But yeah, man, I want to see Kyrie get back into like a actual program. And what did you think about? What do you think they're gonna do with like Kyrie and Oscar now? Do you think they're gonna keep them together or like have a fallout? You think?
I don't know, because damage control is kind of done.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
Yeah.
right,
So
like Bailey dethroned EO. Um, don't really know about Dakota. Almost forgot her name, Dakota Kai. Um, yeah, I mean, like I think they just might as well break away, like have the group break up, and maybe they can all like have their own mini feuds. Like it doesn't have to go on too long, but like I love to see Asuka and Kyrie go at it. I
man,
think
we need more women's feuds that don't involve a title. You know what
right,
I'm saying? Yeah.
100%. Yeah, easily. I'll say towards. I mean, Bianca and Jade got chemistry, man. Some of the moves that they did together were really impressive and really cool.
Yeah.
And just the ending of the Dupe,
That was crazy.
Potter, duh. I mean, like
That was crazy.
again, Jade's got it. Like I said back when she signed, she's her, man. Like she's got the physique. I think she's got the charisma. Just hasn't had enough airtime, but obviously, like that's been a process. Like they
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
waiting for the right time, and
yeah.
I say long term here, have Bianca and Jade have a good run, and whoever they drop the titles to, and then they try to get him back and don't get him back. I actually had Bianca turn on Jade, turn her heel,
Okay.
have
Okay.
reminiscent back to when Bianca was a heel down in NXT. Because I think this is the only time she's been a heel. I can't
Yeah.
remember Bianca being a heel on the main roster. Turn her heel then. They face each other at WrestleMania next year. It can also build it around, apart from the fact that this is a dream match. We've been talking about this since Jade signed. Build it around the fact that Bianca hasn't lost at WrestleMania. Not to
Mhm.
compare her to The Undertaker, but like build it around that. They have the dream match at WrestleMania. Jade is the first one to dethrone her in Mania.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I do like the idea of keeping Jay babyface and keeping and turning Bianca heel. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. But yeah, that'll definitely. I could definitely see some long term storytelling between those two for sure. Because that match would definitely be a good WrestleMania match for next year, no doubt, no doubt. Because who's telling? Because we don't even know who's gonna be women's champion by then. So we definitely are gonna need more feuds that don't involve titles. So yeah.
And that's why I'm hoping it doesn't seem like this is going to be the case though, based off like the pay-per-view schedule. What I really liked about the brand split back in 2016 is, with the exception of the Big Four, both brands had their own pay-per-views.
Okay.
Like if we were back in 2016, let's just say, for the sake of the conversation, it's the SmackDown stars that went to Backlash. 2 weeks later, it's the King of the Ring for Raw. And then
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks after that, it's the SmackDown baby. 2 weeks after that, and then like obviously they're all there for SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Mania, Royal Rumble. But what I liked about that back in 2016, especially, I still vividly remember this when they did Backlash in the fall in the brand split back in 2016, like September-ish. And I was
Mm-hmm.
reading the article that Bleacher Report posted about previewing Backlash, and the writer made a good point, said, unlike the past, it's going to take only the SmackDown roster to put on a good show versus when you had everybody, you just had the best of the best. But splitting them, it gives more people opportunities and times to shine.
Yeah, for sure, for
And I
sure.
remember on SmackDown Live, back in, that's what we called it when they were on Tuesdays and they were live, we had female feuds that didn't involve titles.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, like even if pay-per-views, or even if brands look at their own pay-per-views like we did 8 years ago, I just hope that they still stay true to the brand split.
Yeah, they need to stay true to the brand split because that's what makes watching each show crucial. Like you need to know what happens strictly on Raw, you need to know what happens strictly on SmackDown, for sure.
Right. But yeah, I'll say this real quick. Jade and Nia Jax, that's not to happen this year.
Nah, nah, nah,
I
nah,
think
nah,
it
nah.
should. I think that should happen in SummerSlam.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Jade being having a solo match at a pay per view yet. Like I don't know. I feel like she might need a little bit more time to just get comfortable in WWE, just to learn everything. But I don't know. I definitely do want to see that match though, because that's just like two powerhouses going at it. But
Right, and like it was already teased at the Rumble when
yeah, yeah,
Jade, I mean, eliminated Nia just like that. I mean, it's got to happen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just I don't know. I'm just very I don't know, bro, because like I know Jade can get better in the ring, but like the question is like, does she even need to pull out anything else since she's just a powerhouse? Or like, can it's almost like the Roman thing. Like, does she need to have crazier moves, or like, is this just the only? Is this just the only Jade we need? Because if this is the only Jade we need, then I would say, okay, yeah, let's have that match already. You know what I'm saying?
This would just be a question of like what other moves could she do to Nia
Yeah.
because of how strong she is.
Uh, that is true. That is true.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see when the time comes, but like as we've already talked about, Nia has gotten so much better in the ring, wrestling wise and being more safe, excuse me, with her opponents. And I mean, like this is a money match. Like this would be a good match. I'm not gonna say it's gonna main event unless if like they're in one of the people's hometowns, but I think there's a bit butts in the seats.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I can see it. I can see it. I can see
But finally, our main event. Cody Rhodes' first title defense, defending against AJ Styles, the Phenomenal One versus the American Nightmare. Two dudes from Georgia going at it for the top prize. First time ever. And
Hmm.
mind you, AJ has faced Dusty Rhodes back in like 2003, I think it
Yeah,
was, for the
yeah, yeah.
NWA
W.
Championship. Right. So like that makes this match that much crazier that this has happened. And AJ made a good point of building up their feud that these guys had to prove themselves side of WWE.
Mm-hmm, hmm.
Like before AJ ever came to WWE, he had to prove himself, in every other company and then go there. Cody had to leave, prove himself everywhere else. They both have history in the Bullet Club. I mean, and just a great main event, man. I mean, like just the energy. They kept singing Cody's themes. Like, so they had to wait. Samantha had to wait. They waited to ring the bell to finish singing Cody's theme song and just again cheering for both guys because this is what wrestling's all about. I mean, that is the loudest AJ Styles I have
Yeah,
heard in quite some. I'm
yeah,
talking like that's the
yeah,
loudest since like 2016,
yeah,
2017 AJ.
yeah,
It's just like they're just saying what Samantha's saying, which is like
yeah,
added to Cody Raw. I mean, like they're just saying it too, and just again, they're constant chants, chants after the two count, chants for AJ. Because I remember Corey said something about um they like do that type of like chant and dance with the word phenomenal. AJ is the phenomenal one, so they kept doing that. I mean, and just a good old fashioned great wrestling main event, man. I mean, these guys, I mean, like this is a big test for Cody, like to kind of show the kind of like title
yeah.
reign he's going to have. And the fact that they had such a competitive match to kick his title reign off was a great start. Great start.
Bro, the fact that we got two former Bullet Club leaders and the fact that WWE is referencing the Bullet Club and they're acknowledging that there's a life outside of WWE and that these guys paved their way in New Japan and the other industries they were in. Bro, it was just great to see. We got a great wrestling match. AJ Styles beat the washed allegations. People were calling him washed. I knew AJ was not washed. He just did not have the proper exposure these past couple months in the past year. He hasn't really been involved in a lot of stuff. So I'm glad that he got another main event under his belt. And man, it was crazy to see, man. The Cody cutter off the top rope was crazy. Like there were several spots in this match that were insane. Like, bro, it was just great to see AJ and Cody feed off of each other. The kick out at one, Cody's kick out at one, that was a good moment in the match. That was crazy. It was just this was a match that just made you happy that wrestling is just on and it's back and it's where it's supposed to be, bro, for sure.
Percent. I'll tell you, man, Cody gets air when he does the Cody cutter off the top of the turnbuckle.
No,
I mean, he did it at WrestleMania too. I was like, dude, he almost went over Roman when he did that. Like, it's just fly like an eagle and hopefully you hit it.
crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy.
This is the only negative thing I have to say, though. AJ's new theme song is trash,
Bro, it's
bro.
so bad. Death Rebel is so bad. They are so bad. You seen the people on social media saying like they need to get it, like, bro, they're so bad. Like they've messed up Bailey's song. They've messed up AJ's song. They've messed up I think they may want Randy Orton and he literally said he didn't want it. Like that's what everyone was saying. Like he said he didn't even want it. Like I don't know, bro. AJ had the like maybe the best one of the he had like top two best songs in the company, bro. And they messed it up. And that's crazy. That is so crazy because he had one of the best songs in the company.
Hands down. Like, and obviously he was still getting serenaded in the ring. I just feel like he would have had a better entrance to the ring if we just had the classic, they don't want none. Oh, they don't
And
want, like, I thought the crowd would have sang to that.
yes, that would have been a moment in its own. Like that would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. But yeah, man, this definitely set the tone for Cody's title reign. Now, the question I have is how long do you think Cody's title reign is going to be? Like, and do you think we're gonna get another match out of this feud?
I'm gonna say no for another match out of this feud. I have a feeling they're gonna keep it pretty. I don't think it's still not to say AJ's not a big name because he is, but like until Cody starts facing like Randy and
Mm,
Gunther and Seth when Seth comes back. That's when I think we'll get multiple matches in a feud, like at least two. But so I'll say no to that. Um, I mean, I was thinking after he beat Roman that he would walk into WrestleMania as champion. That's what I
Okay.
was thinking. But I
Yeah.
guess that doesn't mean he has to hold the title for a solid year.
Mm.
He could lose it during his first reign and regain it
Okay.
going into WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I'll say this, bit of a vague answer. I think at the bare minimum, he holds it till SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think so. I would like for him to keep it until next year, just because Roman's reign was 3 going on 4 years, and it would be kind of anticlimactic for him not to keep it for a good amount of time. I'm not saying he has to have a Roman long title reign, but at least just a year, just at least till
No,
WrestleMania.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, for sure. Like we're not gonna have another
nah,
Roman type reign until not saying Cody isn't a draw, because I think Cody is a draw. Cody's the face of the company. He is the baby face. He's the modern day John Cena now in the sense. But I mean, but I'm talking Roman Reigns is our generation's Hulk Hogan. Like that's what
for
I'm
sure.
talking about. Like that type of draw. So and that's a once in a lifetime, once in a generation type of superstar. Like up there with Andre the Giant, Hogan, Steve Austin. I'd probably even put John Cena in there too, because John Cena still filled arenas. So I mean, we're not going to get that for a while. So I 100% agree with you. Cody, hold on to it for a year, because I mean, one of the few things Cody still hasn't done is walk into WrestleMania as a WWE champion. He's walked into WrestleMania as Intercontinental champion, but
Yeah,
not as world champion. And Cody's not a Grand Slam champion. People often forget that.
yeah, he hasn't
He
had the US, right?
Nope,
Yeah,
never
no,
won the US title.
no. And honestly, I think this is a little off topic, but I think he could have like a John Cena type US title reign
Oh,
where he can
yeah.
bring it, have like do the open challenges and stuff. I mean, American Nightmare, US champion, it goes hand in hand. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Which maybe, I mean, later down the road, probably when Cody kind of gets in his 40s, like John did when John won the US title in his 40s and was in the mid card and just putting bangers out on Raw, giving people a chance to show up and show out. But I'll give you a question. Will Cody turn heel this year?
Bro, I would you I don't think he will, but I would love him to, because heel Cody is, to me, is the best Cody. Like Bullet Club Cody, like the ruthless Cody, he is the best Cody, because Cody can be a horrible, great heel. He can be a horrible person, disgusting human. Like I want that Cody Rhodes in WWE. I don't know if they would do that just because of the way like he is the new John Cena right now. So I don't know if they would want to do that and risk like the loss of like just the kids and stuff for the kids' sake. But I would love him to, but I just don't know if they would pull the trigger. I don't know.
And it's 50-50, right? Because like there's already been people in the gap between WrestleMania and Backlash. So Cody's boring. We want Roman back. I'm like, brother, he hasn't even defended the title once. Give him a chance. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
this is why he who shall remain nameless didn't take us seriously because we
Mm-hmm.
and didn't care about our opinion because we couldn't make up our minds. You have to let things play out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talked about it earlier this year with the Rock Roman Cody debacle. Have to let things play out.
Yeah.
So, and to give credit for this thought that I'm about to share, the Undertaker has a podcast now. I watch it from time to time. It's so cool to see Mark talk about his opinion on what's going on and just in the stories that he has. He has countless stories. How he made a good point saying he would love to see Cody as a heel because there's so much you could do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could be like Dom and be like, I'm better than my daddy. My daddy
Yeah.
never won the big one. My daddy was the son of a plumber. He was a goofball. I'm in these S tier suits. Like I'm all business. I was way more athletic than my daddy was. I'm way better than my brother was. I was
Mm-hmm.
better at being Stardust for a short amount of time than he was at being Gold Dust for a longer amount of time. Like there's so much you could do with heel Cody, and seeing how he was a heel on the indie scene, like you said. I mean, like that is where more character I feel like comes out. I think it's just going to depend on. I mean, will fans eventually turn on him? Will the majority turn like Cody's boring? Drop the title. We don't like you anymore. And we've seen it happen, man. It happened to Seth Rollins in 2019.
Yeah. It did, yeah. I think
Um,
there is the potential because, like, I'm gonna be honest. Am I the biggest fan of Cody at the moment? No. Like, do I think Cody is boring? Yes, I do. But he's just the stereotypical baby face. Like, you're not expecting anything crazy from him. He does his job. He's over with the kids. That's all you really have him in this position for to be. He's a good champion. He's a good face of the company. It's just the fact. It's just the who would they have step into his place if they did decide to turn him heel? That's the real question.
and that's what held them back from turning John heel back in 2012. That was the closest that they came, but then they backed out last minute.
Mm. I
So
don't
because
know.
like
It's
they,
tough.
but this might as well be our catchphrase on this show. We shall see,
We
because we
shall
say it all.
see. Shall see.
But that's all my thoughts. Just another solid banger overseas. Again, Europe, you're making us look bad. We got to step up our game when we go to PLEs and shows. But yeah, man, we got King and Queen of the Ring next in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And then we got NXT Battleground in June. That's going to be a UFC Apex. That ought to be interesting because that doesn't look that big. It looks like a pretty small place. So I'm curious of the vibe that that'll be.
Mm.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be a good year for wrestling. It's a new era, like we talked about. WrestleMania kicked off a new era.
For sure, for sure. And I'm already hyped for the next WrestleMania. The logo is looking nice. Probably one of the best logos we've ever had. So in Vegas too, we definitely gonna have a good one. We're gonna have a good
100%.
one.
Yeah, but yeah, I believe that's all we have. We hope you guys enjoyed Backlash as much as we did. Stay tuned for more content. Johnny and I are about to go through a big transition in our lives. We're about to graduate college, become big boys. But we appreciate you guys' support. We appreciate you guys' patience. Just through our consistency with just getting ready for this next chapter of our life. We love you guys. We greatly appreciate the support. I'm CJ McClure. Thank God for wrestling.
Yes, sir. I'm Johnny King, man. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and thank God for wrestling. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.